Welcome to another Whiteboard Wednesday. Today we're going to talk about 3 misconceptions of brand. I wanted to touch base on top 3 things that we think are important here at Symbolic that I'd like you to know about. Not only about the brand itself, the company, the culture, but to understand why it's important you spend time and spend a lot of time on these things. Don't rush certain concepts. Don't believe that your brand is just a slogan. It's definitely the hardest part of what you need to do. Transitioning maybe into a new year, transitioning into maybe a new company, transitioning new people on your team. It's important. And it's not only what happens outside, it's not just an external appearance that matters. It's the idea and everything inside, okay? So real quick, not a slogan. It's definitely a promise that you make to your audience, to your client, your end consumer, future partners, people that are going to help you build your business as well as enjoy your product, enjoy your services. So it's important that you stand behind your mission every single day, that you talk to that, you spell it out clearly, and that your team understands that clearly. I'll touch base on that in a minute. It's important that whenever you have full throttle, that all pieces of the engine are working properly, okay? And whether that you redo a brand mark, an entire brand, or a complete brand name, that's important, right? So all of those pieces are super important. You all know Facebook and Instagram and hats, clothing, apparel, especially for your team. It's important. It's important that you have a message, that you know that message will cut through all the static, that you know that it's clear enough so that people don't get a misconception, and that you're actually heard where you want to be heard and about what you're talking about. So to keep that in mind, it's not just, hey, can I have some fancy colors and touch up my logo? That doesn't do much for you. It's not gonna do anything for your audience. Hardest part about deciding on your brand, it's tough to find in this market sometimes the right direction. It's a bit more challenging to be consistent with that unless you thought it through. And it's hard to be kind of what we say present in the moment at all times, right? Like it has to be in the room. People have to just simply understand it. It has to be thought out. So those are some challenging pieces. Branding can take you, a week to 2 months to one image that you find that a creator comes up with, and you're like, oh, that's it, But how do you get to that point where that creator can understand that? Is you. You have to put the thought in. You have to understand the why about you, the why about your company, why we're doing what we're doing, who we are, and what do we want the audience, the consumers to understand and believe in. Believing in is really the toughest part about it. If you are a company going through a rebranding right now, and you're going through really digging down deep, by the way, we have a process we call why, and everyone knows about it, but no one does it, right? You really need to go down deep and figure out your whole holistic approach to what you're gonna do. If you're gonna do it right. If you do it halfway, it's gonna show halfway to your audience. It's never gonna be fulfilling to you. You're always gonna be then changing every year, and your clients will get lost. They're just gonna get lost in the midst of all the noise, everything out there. There's too many competitors that are putting the time in right now, they're dedicated to building their culture around it. Build your team. Understand what you stand for. Put all of this together. Build your internal team to have passion, belief, and help you get there. It's gonna take not you as an owner, not you as a group of people, but the entire team to believe, to have passion, to move this forward, and to have open, constructive criticism on every single point so that everyone can have an understanding, everyone being the outside world, of who you are finally, of what you want to do. You really only have a couple times to do this. So why not do it right? Take the time, do your homework, sit down with a third-party company who isn't so close to you. Do what it takes to bring a good team together, collaborate on these things, come up with a great plan, complete strategy plan, like I said before, a holistic approach, and do it right. It's important. It's you. It's what you want to be. So, with those points, maintaining a brand is difficult. You got LinkedIn, different atmosphere, different type of client. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, different type of client. All of these social platforms and all these outlets, you want to make sure that when you do your brand and you've actually collaborated and you've finished it out and you know your mark, now's the time where you've got to do everything else. Clothing, apparel, team apparel, build your internal culture, have people believe in it, wear it, use it every day. Everyone needs to be on the same page. Then you need to build all of your material. You need to redo these things. You need to be consistent. We call it social media themes. We call it templating. We call it understanding in making sure that your mark, your colors, your fonts, your typography, everything comes together with a brand guide that will illustrate where everything will go in the future. From business cards to letterhead, to clothing, to hats, to mission statements, to website, to design, to email custom layouts, to templates, to your email signature, which people forget about, which most of them I've seen lately are horrid. But that's part of your branding, right? That's part of who you are coming across as a message. If you need help, you need to reach out to a third party to help you maintain it, build it, and create what you want for 2021, 2022. So we're here to help. A lot of companies out there can. Looking forward to helping other big companies and other people who are excited about it and want to make a change, but need to understand why. Not just to do it to do it. Do it with passion, do it for a reason. So I'll look forward to seeing you soon. Happy Wednesday to you all. See you next week.